to Athletics LLC with Lamar, Lucious, Big League Chew, and my man Clyde. You're about to be schooled in all things track and field. This is experience. Yes, sir. We are talking past, present, future. Y'all listen up. Let's go.
Athletics LLC, Athletics LLC, Athletics LLC. Okay, I'm just getting ready for championships. I had to get the rant going, the chant going. I'm sorry. Happy Championships Week. Crazy. Ready for the madness. Is everybody ready, right? I know. I've been working out, so I have stamina for the next 5 days, it feels like. So anyhow, welcome welcome all to another fun episode of Athletics LLC. Joined by 3 gentlemen on these lovely tiles. Another week in the books for us. Sir Lucious, all the way in Oregon. How we doing today for you?
Absolutely wonderful, darling. It's good to be here. The cathedral, as my man Clyde dubbed it, is everything that he said it was.
Nice.
And still is everything that he said.
Lamar, the prognosticator Huffins.
I predict that tonight's show is going to be electric.
Wow. Is it going to be recorded too? Just kidding.
I don't know. Let me see. According to the button, it is.
Last but definitely not least, Clyde, how are you today, sir?
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. Go Bears.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, we will start on a little bit of a somber note, but definitely not because these people are not of anything but great stature and representation of the sport of track and field. We wanted to recognize the passings of 2 significant people in our sport. First being Andy Stubbs, and then who is, if you don't know, significantly to us, Miss Tiana's former agent now. And then Coach John McDonnell, the former coach of Arkansas. So if anybody would like to give a couple of things about either or both, please feel free to do so.
Do you want to
go? Not really.
I can go if you need a minute.
Yeah.
I just, look, I was lucky enough to know both gentlemen, and I'm going to leave Coach Mack to Sir Lucious, but Stubbsy was a absolutely awesome individual, and I knew him as an athlete, I knew him as a coach, and he was always, like, to me, the greatest ambassador of his homeland. Like, he was very proud to be from down under, and an absolutely amazing individual. That's all I got.
When it comes to Coach Matt, no, go ahead, Clyde. Okay. When it comes to Coach Matt, we all know of his absolute phenomenal record as far as the championships and stuff like that. But it goes well beyond that. As a young coach, when I was an assistant coach, he would pull me aside and give me nuggets of wisdom. And I became a head coach, he would do the same. And even after he retired, I could pick up the phone and call him and ask him questions. And so, I mean, the world is going to miss, John McDonnell, not because of just his coaching prowess, because of the man that he is, the man that he was, and the many, many lives that he touched. And just want to say, thank you for touching my life as you did so many others. And rest in power, my man. Rest in power.
So I did not know John McDonnell personally, but everybody in the business knows who he is. Legend, Hall of Fame, Mount Rushmore, all of that. His career accolades and his level of professionalism and success in the sport may never be equaled. And, for the people and his family, obviously, my deepest condolences to them. But Andy Stubbs, oh man, this one is very personal to me and was very obviously unexpected. This past weekend, a bunch of his athletes had the performances of their years. And Andy is based in Australia, so you can imagine the time communication difference is always a little interesting. But I know that, you know, Tom Walsh had a hell of a meeting. Tiana obviously had a hell of a meeting. You know, Andy was in a celebratory state and getting ready to come on out to the Olympic trials. And he went to sleep and he never woke up. And so we spent most of our day yesterday trying to process this incredibly random loss of an incredible human being. Anybody that was fortunate enough to know Andy, you know what a kind individual he was. And just kind of the spirit that was the man. Like Andy, I always had a smile on his face. Andy was funny. Andy was caring. And I said this on social media, Andy's an agent. And the agency business in our sport it's a fucking cesspool. And in a very dark corner of our business, Andy was a light. Like he was just a phenomenal human being. When I first came into having to coach professional athletes, because I had some worthy of that level, Andy didn't know who I was. He didn't know anything about my kids, but he always treated me with respect. And I've always, you know, respected him for that. When our sport was in the middle of rejecting Tiana and literally, you know, not wanting to work with her anymore, Andy stepped up and took it on. And his influence has been calming. His influence has been, you know, just the support that she needed at the right time. And there's no better eulogy coming than what she wrote. So I want to close talking about Andy with T's words. I want to hug him and buy him a beer and say thank you for being the one person in this industry besides my bestie who didn't write me off. Thank you for making me feel like a person, for caring about business, and then spending another 45 minutes caring about my life and talking about restaurants and beaches. Thank you for all the little gigs and opportunities. Thank you for calling whoever you called to get me different shoes and gear when I needed it. Thank you for retweeting my interviews. Thank you for the smiles, the love, the love, and the wisdom and the hope and the time. I don't want to do this without you, Andy. I really fucking don't. And I'm so glad that I had enough sense to tell you how important you were to me while we were all here. I don't want to do this without you, but because of you, I can, and because of you, I will. That man took care of the people that I really care about the most, and his loss is tremendous. Rest in peace, Stubbs.
That was awesome.
Well said.
Great words.
Well said.
Great words. So with that, I guess if you didn't know who those people were, Google them. Figure out what their significance is and take what they've done and let their light shine. Keep going forward. You know, honor them best by exuding what they did, what they meant to other people. So with that being said, rest in love, rest in power, rest in peace to those two individuals. And thank you for what you did for track and field and what you've done. Segueing to our next topic, track is back. Gentlemen, 10.63. 10.63. Let's talk about it.
I mean,
Oh man.
That's a really hot temperature.
Yeah, it is. I mean, poetry in motion, shots fired, let's say, right? There's a Shelly Ann is who she is because she is an absolute perfectionist. Watching her run this race, it was clear that she wanted to let the world know that I'm still here and that this Olympic gold medal goes to me. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the Jamaican trials when her and her country when they get on the same track. But clearly she's letting everybody know that, hey, you want this medal? Yeah, you got to walk through this door. So very impressive.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions about a lot of athletes in this sport. Very rarely is it, there's a lot of debatable things, right? But if you look at the stats and you look at the accolades, Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce is the GOAT of the women's 100-meter dash. The record is undeniable. And for my money, what she just did this past weekend is she, ran the righteous world record. I consider that performance now the world record. I consider Jet's performance prior to that the world record. It was incredible. And at her age, she continues to find ways to improve. And, like Lucious just said, fire a shot. I don't know why anybody thought that it was going to be any different. Champions do what they do. I don't know why people seem to get lost in hype and forget who these women are with these real accolades and medals behind their names. Shelly, there's not a woman on this planet that Shelly Ann is worried about except herself. And she absolutely stepped out there and said, if y'all want this thing, you're going to have to come take it from me, because it's going to have to go through her. We all understand ET is the defending Olympic champion, and she had one hell of a race this past weekend herself. Okay, 1083, but 1063 is a different level, and it's exciting to see. It's right on time, and I will say, other than the race itself, the best thing that I saw after that race was the way that Carmelita Jeter handled herself in that moment. Gracious, with respect, paying homage, and immediately took her fastest woman alive right off of her social media, because that title now belongs to Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. So props to Shelly and props to Jet for showing nothing but class.
There's a lot to unpack in what you said, so I'm not going to unpack any of it. Every Olympic year, there's a mark like this. Not necessarily in women's 100, but in something. Every Olympic year, there's a mark prior to the Olympics that everybody's like, well, okay, stamp such and such as the favorite in such and such event. There's always one crazy, like, nobody can beat it mark type of deal. But what's interesting about Shelly Ann's 1063 is I think that most of us think without the headwind, that's about where Sha'Carri would be too. And what I like about it is the intrigue, right? Like, we think Sha'Carri has run that fast. We know Shelly Ann has run that fast. We all respect the craziness that is the defending Olympic champion. And then there's always a wild card, because there's always somebody we're not thinking of, TB. But the point is, there's always somebody, right, that's out there that we didn't see. And so I guess the long to short for me is what 1063 does is sets the bar, right? Like, no matter what you're doing in training, no matter what you just ran this weekend, you now know, like, I have to be ready to run that fast or faster to guarantee myself mentally to win the gold medal. Like I can't just show up to the games in 1070 shape and expect to win because somebody's already dropped 1063. So I need to, whatever ratcheting and tinkering I need to do in the next 7 weeks, I need to make sure that in my mind, I have freed my mind of the fact that I need to run 1060 or faster. And I think that's what I like about the 1063 is it has certainly upset some apple carts.
It's a great point. Set the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. A la Kendrick Lamar on his diss track that wasn't a diss track.
I mean, you know, he says it's not.
All right. Any other words before we move on? No. All right.
So Lucious just standing pat, huh?
I mean, hey, it's a great run, and I'm waiting for the show, and I'm excited that I'm gonna have a front row seat for it. So
Right. All right.
little
Well, what
subtle
about
flex
these?
for you there.
Subtle. I heard a pew pew. What about these two set of numbers? 977 and 985.
Ooh.
What is,
So-
what is
See,
that?
I want Clyde to go because Clyde was there. Like,
Yeah,
he
I was in the
witnessed it.
building.
So tell us about this. Yeah.
I was in the building for the Miramar madness.
Here
Okay?
it comes.
And listen, I don't know why anybody would be surprised at Trayvon dropping the 977. If you've been paying attention to his season, that's where you should expect that race to come. Did I think it would come that particular weekend? No, but you know, when we get ready to do our Olympic trials prediction, that's exactly where I was going to say he was about to go and run. It was 9.7. So, you know, I wasn't shocked by him. I wasn't even surprised. He looked every bit as Trayvon has been looking this season. He was in control. It was a beautiful run. Marvin Bracey, on the other hand, that was the shocker. That was the most impressive race in that particular 100-meter final for my money. Marvin Bracey's been through a lot. We all, you know, thought for years that Marvin could get into that area where it's like he's going to make the teams, he's going to get the medals, he could be the guy. And he suffered through a lot of injuries and disappointment. So to see Marvin Bracey back was incredible. And in the moment, because it was Marvin, as they're coming through 50, 60 meters, your brain is almost like, okay, Trayvon's probably not running that fast today because Marvin's right there with him. And then they go through the line and it flashes 9.7, 9.8. You're like, holy whatever. Like, it was crazy. And, you know, there's a lot of internet buzz about, I don't know why people like to pick on the Miramar track. First of all, it's an IAAF certified track. Okay. It's a real track. And yes, early in the day, the wind was crazy high. Go look at the women's long jump results and the 100-meter prelims. But by the time the 100-meter finals, men and women were on the track, the wind had died down significantly. And we were all in the stands like, yes, so happy that the wind has died down because a bunch of people need these qualifying marks. And now we know we're going to get them. So there's no wind controversy. There's no time controversy. Fantastic races. You know, and obviously those two guys are in the same camp. So props to Rainer Ryder for doing what he does and getting his people ready at the right time.
Yeah, I just want to say kudos to both of them. I mean, they're both, you know, Florida high school, you know, went to high school here in Florida, and they have obviously been, you know, running against each other for years and being training partners. What I saw was two training partners that just went out and did what they do every day in practice. They got after each other. There wasn't any. I didn't see any pressing from Racy after Facebook, which is usually what you see. I think because it was just him and his training partner, he just latched on it and probably executed the way Raina wanted him to. And that's where you got your 985 from it. The thing for me is we say about all of them, got to do it again in 2 weeks. You know, and that's now a week and a half from today, right? Like 9 days from now, they got to do it again. But I'm very excited to watch. And like I said, I wanted you to commentate on that because you were in the house and you saw it. So.
Yeah, no, very smooth, both of them.
Lamar, do you
Oh,
actually not have anything to say?
You know, I have things I want to say, but I probably shouldn't. I will just say I enjoyed watching the races, and I like Marvin Bracey being in the mix. He's one of those guys, like I was just talking about, right? Like, listen, nobody was talking about Marvin Bracey being a problem. Clearly he is.
They are now.
Right? And I like that. I like that. I absolutely and positively like that. And so, you know, I don't put a ton of stock in 100-meter races that happen before the trials in Olympic years because I'm old and I've seen this movie. But I liked the way Marvin Bracey looked in the race. I mean, Trayvon has been Trayvon all year, which is tremendous. You know, I definitely think that Bracey's run probably tightened up some folks' britches, you know, that thought spot 2 and spot 3, like, I can't necessarily beat Trayvon, but I can beat the rest of these cats for 2 and 3. Again, it upsets the apple cart when you have to consider that there may be another dude in there. And I'll just leave it there. Like I like when there's a going into the trials.
Absolutely. And you know what? We talked about this kind of stuff before. You know, part of it is obviously COVID, but another part of it is people starting to think outside the box and do things in a better manner. That race, I don't think happens or goes down the way it goes down without all of these in the states opportunities for people to get out there and race. Like that kind of stuff's important. That, you know, if it's a normal year and Trayvon's somewhere else overseas and Marvin may or may not get a lane overseas because he hasn't been on the scene for a while, like, does this kind of stuff happen? So, you know, everybody needs to remember this moving forward because these kind of opportunities need to stay.
You know, an event group that we don't touch on very often, but when we do, it's usually something pretty big. How about that women's 10K? Holy sheesh.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 days apart. 2 days apart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to attempt to get into the names part of this thing, but what I'm going to tell you is when you break the record by, I think the first young lady broke it by 10 seconds, and then 2 days later, somebody breaks it by almost 6. That's a pretty incredible run. And I think that the beauty of it is that both of the women ran those races with a lot of confidence. And was obviously because of the times the solo efforts. It wasn't like they were banging away with somebody until a lap to go or something. So very impressive runs, and you start to get that record. You think about this: a woman's going to run sub 29 minutes or so.
Yep.
You know, the record's now 29:01. You know, so whoever thought about a female running sub 29 for a team? You know, just say that to yourself a couple of times, right? There's those of us that would love to have males running sub 29.
Oh, when I started running track, sub 29 was truly elite for a guy. Mm-hmm. When I started running track, you know, in the Stone Age, sub 29 was, I mean, if you ran 28 something, that was elite. Like you could call yourself a dude.
Look, obviously, I do not and would never attempt to train people for distances, you know, in the 5-digit realm.
Smart move.
But it's crazy to ponder that a 10,000 meter world record could be a soft record. And when it gets broke twice in 2 days, that's kind of the only opinion left, isn't it? Like, that record maybe hasn't been imagined in a way that it should have been, but clearly these two ladies thought better of it and went out there, and because it's not like Hassan broke it by, you know, a 1/10 of a second, like she destroyed it. And then the very next day it gets broke again. or 2 days later. So, you know, in the world of elite distance running, I think there are still some barriers out there. 29 minutes for a 10K is obviously one of them that women and coaches around the world have looked at and like, you know what, we can do that, and let's go pursue that. And I think it's dope to see. And you know, I obviously appreciate getting to witness that kind of you know professionalism and that kind of challenging things that people want to take on. Like it's dope to watch. I don't understand it at all because these are not, I can't speak to how difficult it is or what it takes to get there. But I will say I saw a tweet that I've always said I respect the hell out of distance runners, but I also understand them to be psychotically crazy. Like these people are nuts. And so to that point, the tweet that I saw was that after Hassan broke the 10K world record, she stayed out there on the track and did like, a whole nother workout. And I'm just like, hey man, look, you got to be, a different kind of mental human being to go out and do stuff like that. I could never, I would never. So mad respect to the coaches that do it, and for these two ladies for redefining what it means to run that event. And we're all looking forward to the sub 29 because obviously that is coming.
And I think we better get our popcorn ready for Tokyo, huh? For that event.
Yeah. Bring your snacks then. Don't go get your snacks during the 10K because this is the 10K we'll actually want to watch. Mm-hmm. Not snack time, guys.
It's funny to Chuck's to Clyde's comment about, us thinking that the distance runners are crazy. The thing that has always blown my mind is like when the marathon's over, those people cool down.
Right.
I've never, it's like, I'm sorry, what? I just ran till the tank was empty. I'm not running anymore. Like my cool down is like sit in the car, I'll stick my head out the window and drive fast. Like I'm not running anywhere. I would be too tired to run my mouth. So no chance. I've never gotten it. I am in awe of elite distance.
You've never been too tired to run your mouth.
So. That's actually not true. But look, I have always been in awe of elite distance runners. In the very tiny amount of distance running I have done, trust me, I respect them all. I want no parts of 10,000 anythings.
Except for Oreos. I'll take 10,000.
Nah, that's too many. It's too many. And not 10,000 donuts either. It's too many.
Oh God, my stomach just turned.
Mm.
So to me, this is the biggest, as our boy Mont Johnson does, biggest eyeballs on this one. Miss McLaughlin, I'm not talking about her time. I'm talking about what she did with her time. Did it in. Clyde, if you don't mind, you're the one who pointed it out to.
Yeah, please, because you were the one that pointed all this out to us. So please delve into this.
Because I'm a super nerd, and it's just what I do. So there's two things. I mean, we all understand Sydney is amazing. She opens her season 52.8, and the time is worthy enough of oh my God and hashtags and what the hell. Props to Bobby Kersey and all these other things. But you got to go look at the video, okay? And there's two distinct things on the video that stand out to me. First of all, from the race mechanics side of it, for the coaches and the track nerds, go ahead and count the strides. Sydney McLaughlin is 14 stepping down the backstretch. That is the equivalent of one of the men choosing the 12-step down the backstretch. And in the last time we saw Sydney running in a championship meet in Doha, it was clear that she was cutting her steps, chopping down her steps, slowing down her momentum to make her step pattern fit. If she has figured this out and can do that consistently, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she can do whatever the hell she wants with that world record. Whenever she wants. Because what she just did this weekend was an opener and a training run. And how do I know it's a training run? Slow down the video and look at it. She wasn't wearing spikes. She's in flats.
Yeah.
She's in racing flats, but there ain't no spikes in those shoes. And so, look, a lot of people had a lot of opinions of, you know, why move the Bobby Kersey? Well, apparently that's why. So, you know, say what you want. And, you know, I'm actually a really big fan of Dalilah Muhammad, and I think she's phenomenal. And she's kind of, you know, had us, you know, I mean, she won the Olympics in 16. Okay. So she's been holding on to this thing for a while. But what I just saw out of Sydney, you know, that looks like a wrap. And, you know, the no spikes thing just blew my, go watch the film, slow it down, do what I did, put it on TV, take your iPhone and record it, and then blow it up. And when she comes home stretch to the finish line, just put it in super slow-mo. You'll see clear as day. Ain't no spikes, no shoes.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there, but we need to leave that pack because you said it the way it needed to be said. And all I'm gonna say is anybody that ever questioned Bobby Kersey, we need to get their temperature checked and all kind of things, because Bobby has always gotten it done. So when you put a super talented coach and a super talented athlete together, you're gonna get a super result. And I think that's what we're seeing with those two right now.
I mean, I'm saying 51-5. Like,
Ooh, I'm writing that down.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that one, bro. I'm not, because it might be faster than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the world record is gonna be, honestly, a combination of whatever Sid wants it to be and whatever she's pushed to by, you know, by the other two superstars that we have in this country that run the 400 hurdles. So yeah, I'm not putting a number out there because I feel like the number could be disrespectful. So I'm just not gonna say anything.
fair enough.
Seriously, if I say she's gonna run 51.5 and she runs 50.20, you know, so you better put some respect on my name. And I mean, at the end of the day, look, if you open your season at 52.80 and you head on flats,
and on a high school track that's very
yeah.
Oh yeah,
like
there's that part of it too. Yeah, there is that part of it. The ATL meet in Nashville was held at a very nice but still a high school track. Very tight turns, nowhere near 48-inch lanes. None of that. And you know, and
we're watching,
I'm not saying, to be clear, since you're writing things down, I'm not saying like that's as fast as she can run. I'm saying the next time she steps out there, she could do that right now. Like she could do whatever she wants with that event right now.
Don't disagree. We were saying as we were watching the meet, the backstretch was so long because the turns were so, I was like, oh my gosh, like when are they gonna stop running? And that's crazy, super crazy. You know, go Sid, go. I guess that's the best way you can just wrap that part up, is go Sid, go. And we're all interested to see what she's gonna do. Bringing back a segment that we've kind of omitted for a little bit. What were they thinking? Like the whole question marks coming out of my head, that meme. Sir Lucious, if you wouldn't mind explaining to us how the seeding process is going on, is being, I guess, approached there up in Oregon.
So I'm not sure where this all originated. I haven't been able to get to the bottom of that. There was one source that said that it came from the coaches, another source that said it came from the executive committee. But what they've done is they've randomized the round from the, I guess it's for the quarterfinal, which is the NCAA prelim, to the semifinal. So now every position is randomized. And the reason I was given was because they wanted to try to equalize people being at different sites and different weather, different tracks and all that stuff. So in their infinite wisdom, what they've done is, so let's just break it down to all the number one cues. So in the past, it's been, you know, we all understand the serpentining. And when you serpentine, 1 and 6 go together, 2 and 5 go together, 3 and 4 go together. 1, 2, and 3 get lane 6. 4, 5, and 6 get lane 7 because of the 9-lane track situation here. What they decided to do was now they have randomized, jumbled, whatever you want to say to it. So now you could be the fastest girl in the country, but when they randomize it, you can actually get position 6. And I'll use the women's 400 as an example. The top 2 seeds in the country from the prelim round, from the quarterfinal, are in the same heat. And the number 1 seed is in lane 7, the number 2 seed in lane 6. There's nothing right about that. 3 and 4 are together, 5 and 6 are together. There's nothing right about that. And that goes throughout the meet. I mean, so then they do the same thing with position, the 6 number 2 Qs. And then they do the same thing with the 6 number 3 Qs, and then with the 6 little Qs. So the heats and lanes now at the preliminary round, you're not running for a specific lane. You're running at a shot to be in one of 2 lanes, and in a position to be with anybody from 1 through 6, not the traditional spot that you learned. I hope I explained that well.
Okay.
So Clyde, you're about to jump out of your seat. I see.
Look,
Have at it, my friend.
I mean, I love that we're dealing with this on the show, even though this is like super wonky track nerd, highbrow stuff, right? We might lose some audience people in this. So I'm going to try my best to simplify this. Under the current way that our postseason works, the regional, quote unquote, it's not 2 meets. It's supposed to be 1 big track meet where the first rounds are conducted at 2 different locations. That's why they call it prelims, quarterfinals. Now in Eugene, you're witnessing the semifinals and the finals. You cannot randomize as a mechanism to, quote, equal out the playing field. There's nothing equal about random. By definition,
say that again. There's nothing equal about random.
By definition, that is dumb. And what you've created here is a situation where in the sprints, and let me be clear, yes, I'm a sprint coach. Yes, I'm going super homer on this, but newsflash, people, the sprints are the only place where this actually matters, because the times in the distance races aren't about the fastest of the fast. They're about who went out hard, who paced differently. It has nothing to do with weather or delays. It's about the way those particular races were conducted in the moment by the athletes. But in the sprints, if I'm the number 1 400-meter runner in the country, a thing, Mo, I shouldn't be facing the number 2 girl in my semifinal.
No chance. No chance.
That is ridiculous. And what you have done by doing this is there is a soft heat there somewhere. Someone has a softer path to the final than they should have. And what that ultimately means is that the time qualifiers, because we're doing 3 rounds, 2, 2, 2 plus 2, the time qualifiers are now totally going to be different than they would have been otherwise. You are screwing with who survives and advances from these semifinals because you wanted to randomize, which I don't even understand. And I'm going to say one more thing, just my personal opinion, to show just how big of shenanigans BS this is. If you pull up right now, you could go online and you can look at the start list. And if you look at the timing site, you see some other columns. You see personal bests, which is not relevant. You see season bests, which is not relevant. And you see the rankings of the athletes, which is not relevant. Those rankings are based on what they were when they stepped into the top 48. Not relevant at all. What you should be seeing is their qualifying mark from the previous round. You should be seeing the results from the quarterfinals next to their names. And if you did, it would be obvious how stupid this current setup is. So I don't know who's responsible for it. I don't know how it got started, but you know, Sprint people didn't have nothing to do with this. I can tell you that much.
What you got for Lamar?
You know, what I'm always enticed to chuckle at is the things that the NCAA chooses to take on. We won't tackle real issues like the number of minority coaches in most of the sports, the fact that student athletes don't get money, the ridiculously low average pay of a college track coach. But instead, we will take a seeding system that is used everywhere. High school meets to the Olympics. We will take a seeding system that is used everywhere and throw it out the window and come up with this bastardized, ridiculous shenanigans we got now. Look, if I run the second fastest overall qualifying time, I deserve to be a heat leader if we're moving to 3 semis. That's the case in every other track scenario humanly possible. What I damn sure don't deserve is to be the second fastest person in my heat. Right? Like a thing mo is a thing mo. Because in theory, it doesn't matter where you put 1-1. Right? In theory, they're the fastest human being and it doesn't matter unless you're in a lane race and you put them in lane 1. But where you put the second fastest qualifier and where you put the third fastest qualifier in a 3 semi situation matters hugely. Right? Because look, let's look at it this way. Right now, the fastest qualifier, their top competitor is number 2. Whereas in a serpentine situation, their top competitor should be number
6.
5?
6.
1, 2, 3, yeah, no, should be 6. So that's not a little difference, right? Like we're talking about a monumental difference.
Mm-hmm.
And the same for 2, because 2 should have their next fastest person be 5. So the hot heat's supposed to be 3-4. Like it's supposed to be, right? But now you've made 3-4 be 1-2, which makes no sense because we know that when they seed the final, right? You got winner, winner, winner in the middle, and then you got 2-2-2 outside of them, and then you got the 2-time qualifiers or the curtains on the movie, 1 and 8 or 1 and 9. So now you're the second fastest qualifier going into this semi, and one of you can't be in 3 seeded lanes. That makes no sense. And the fact that it took us all this much time to explain this nonsense should tell you it makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, you get ahead of trying to
Literally
figure it out,
punishing
right? So all I want to say is this, because you guys have wrapped it up, in a phenomenal fashion. So my challenge to the NCAA is this. I'm going to use one word for you: consistency. We have stood on press on boxes and yelled and screamed that we can't seed the very first round. Can't seed it because it's just not right. But you can change the seeding procedures. There's 4 rounds here, folks. The only round this procedure is used for is the semifinal round.
It's crazy.
So out of 4 rounds, you just randomly pick this one round to change the seeding procedure. There's nothing right about that. So if you're going to stick to this nonsense, then we have to start with the very first round, and you have to take the top 6 people, randomize them, the next 6, this way you do over here. You got to do that same thing for the next round. You do it for the semi, and then for the final, because we're now taking 9 people to the finals, 2, 2, 2, and 3, right? So the 3 heat winners will have to be randomly placed in lanes 6, 7, and 5, right? Then the 3 number 2 will have to be randomly placed in 4, 8, and 9, right? And then the 3 little Qs would have to go in 1, 2, and 3. If you're going to stick to this, but you cannot just randomly change the seating procedures in the middle of a competition for 1 round. You just can't do that.
And that's my biggest irritation with this is it really does get lost on the greater populace that this is one continuous competition. Yeah, yes, we changed locations, but the previous round's results are supposed to matter. You're supposed to reward the people who did their business and punish those that might have had a slightly off day. That's what it's supposed to be. If it goes to random in the semis, oh my God, Caitlin Roberts just got screwed. She's supposed to have the easiest possible race she can have in the semifinals because she earned it.
Right. But for the record, Kaylin would still be in with a Team Mo, but Miss Williams wouldn't be in.
I'm sorry.
All the ones,
because
it's pretty simple the way it goes.
Right.
All the 1s and 6s go together. Because she was the fastest second placer, she would still be with a team.
That's right.
But she should be the number 2 seed in the race, not the number 3 seed.
Right.
And by the same thing, and it doesn't matter here because it's Miss Mo, but how is it ever right that the fastest girl in the race has her competitor behind her?
Right. Well, I mean,
like how's that ever?
Isn't it LSU? The LSU women and the USC women are in the same semifinals of the 4x1.
That is correct.
Oh, and there's one heat of the men's 4x1. I kind of stopped because it was irritating. There's one heat of the men's 4x1 that's absolutely loaded. So you guys go look that one up for yourself. By the time you watch
I got that. Hold on, I'll tell you what that is right now, because that was the one that stood out to me. Let's see. I mean, you could pick one really, but it's I think the one you're making reference to is
the one with Georgia in it?
Yes. So
is that the one?
So USC, Georgia, Houston, and LSU are all in the same race.
Mm-hmm.
In the same semifinal. There's no reality where the randomization makes that balanced.
Right.
That's a little wild to me. But hey, I don't get paid enough to make these.
It is what it is.
All right. Well, in Shoe Championship Week form, we are given predictions. So
yes, we are.
I predict that Chu is going to lose this contest.
Dang it.
I mean, that was a softball. You beat me to it. And yes, folks, Chu is back in picking because, as we all know, it would be unclassy and unprofessional to have Mr. Lucious in the picking. So we're flipping it around. Chu, get on in here and take this L.
Man, no. I like actually,
Don't say that.
I mean, I didn't think about it, but I went with some guts. I went with some consistency that I've seen.
Oh Lord.
But anyway.
You should have just guessed randomly.
I mean,
throw some darts at paper.
I'm not even gonna lie. I like that name. I'm gonna go with that one. I'm kidding. Go. I didn't really do that. Yes. That's how I omitted it. If I didn't like the name, I omitted it.
See, I feel like Chu is one of those people that believe, like, if you're trying to guess on a test, like you jamming your fingers down and the one that hurts the most is the answer. You got A, B, C, and D. Oh, don't tell me I'm the only one that's heard of that.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God. Okay, well, I went to school with a bunch of nerds who believed all kinds of nonsense.
That must be a private school thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in my neck of the woods, I was not doing guessing.
Lamar, is there something in your cup tonight,
sir? Perrier lime, sir. Perrier lime.
Okay.
It's that bougie. It's that bougie out.
We ready. We ready.
All right, so here we go. We're going to start
out.
As every meet should start. We're going to start with the women's 4x1.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the women's 10K.
Well, yeah, we've beat that horse already. So women's 4x1, and in true fashion, we have to let the lady go first. So, Big League, give me your winner, your second placer, and your third placer for the women's 4x1.
I'm going USC, LSU, then Alabama.
Okay.
See, that wasn't that bad.
Clyde.
Golly. This can't possibly be good because that's exactly in the exact order that I had.
Boy.
So that means it's wrong and I want to change it.
Just go with it. Go with it.
I have, and you know, I'm rolling with TT on the anchor. So I have USC, then LSU, and then Alabama. That's what I had. My God, I'm off to a rough start.
Lamar.
I feel tremendous about my pick. LSU, USC, Oregon. That's my picks.
Okay. Now we're going to delve over to the men's side of things with the exact same event. Big league.
I'm going LSU, Houston, then NCAA.
You said LSU, Houston, then NCAA? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Again?
Uh-oh. Oh, listen, just give me the championship now.
Right, like no, we're putting a stop to this. Like I can't.
Oh, you're just going to change your answer on the fly? That's terrible.
No, I'm.
Look, don't be afraid of it, Clyde. Don't be afraid of it.
Listen to me. This can't be going down like this. At the end of the day, I'm not betting against Terrence Laird on the anchor. So I had LSU 1. I had Houston 2. And
I mean, it's not a bad pick.
I have A&T 3. Like, what the hell?
It's not a bad pick. That's why.
Yes.
See,
dude, I love you. But by definition, it has to be a bad pick.
No, look at how much you're rubbing off.
Are you sticking with those, sir? Are you sticking with those?
Yeah. Like,
see, it's rubbing off. All of your guys' intelligence is rubbing off.
Well, I have the same 3 teams, but not in that order. LSU, A&T, Houston.
Not gonna lie, that's what I had first. So you should think about that one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
I have the right answer. You second guessed your way to the wrong one.
No. Negative.
We're going to delve into the world of the field events.
is Chu going first every time? It's throwing off my
No.
I got you. I'm going to change it for you, fella. Okay, so we're going to go with the women's triple jump. And this time the order will be Lamar, then Big League, then Clyde. You still gotta follow
all right, we ready? Women's TJ, Lasmani. Am I saying that correct? Last name?
That was my guess.
Lasmane.
Yeah. That
Where's
was
she
my
from?
guess.
I don't know what school.
Florida
I just
State.
wrote
Florida State.
Florida State.
Choosing Florida State.
Jasmine Moore, and then Miss Aqua, because she's water. Oh, Chu. Oh God, I feel terrible. Chu has my answer. Well, we're wrong.
Big League.
Ditto.
Wow.
I feel like she's been looking at my paper.
Nope. I don't cheat. I don't need to cheat. Shoot.
I mean,
said every cheater.
Okay, so unless I'm missing some really big news or something like that, my number 1 is Ruth Osuru from Texas Tech.
You're missing some big news, but that's okay.
Is she not in the meet?
No, she's in the meet.
Is she hurt?
No.
No.
Carry on. He's just poking. He's just trying to act like you don't know what you're doing. But I do think you did win indoors.
I did.
He did. Hey, blind squirrels don't go hungry.
So yeah, no, I'm going with Osoro, Texas Tech as the winner. Yeah, I'm gonna take Miss Moore from Georgia for number 2, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Deborah Aqua for 3. You know, team championship. You know, portion of that. I think she's gonna step her game up. I'm gonna take her 3rd.
Now, I want to say for the record, anytime y'all have ever said that I have dissed an athlete, I want y'all to go back to this particular thing right here. The young lady jumps 14 meters and Clyde gives her no place. I want for the record, the young lady jumps 14 meters and he's got her not jumping not on the podium. So let's go with that.
Okay, so,
Everybody I picked
so
was good 14 meters.
But just for the record,
sir.
she is ranked 4th in the country behind those 3 girls. So anyway,
Everybody I picked is
we
in
will
14.
move forward. And now we're gonna go do the men's triple jump. And again, Mr. Lamar, you're up.
For the record, I love Mr. Suru. I just wanted to give you some crap.
Apparently not.
I didn't pick her. But that's okay.
See, so the caveat to this is you're giving him a lot of crap for not putting a 14-meter girl on the podium, and you don't put the best girl in the country on the podium. So anyway,
what are you talking about?
The men's triple.
Talking about you is what we talking about.
Wait, what event? You talking about Javon indoors?
No, we're talking about right now.
Right now.
He's saying how you omitted Ruth.
Ruth has the furthest jump in the country.
Okay.
Anyway, we're on the men's triple jump, sir.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot say this young man's name. Ihimeji?
TCU?
Ihimeji.
I believe it's
Was he
TCU.
going to go? Okay.
Oregon.
No, that's the Oregon
Oh,
one. Sorry.
Okay, so Oregon.
Scott, he used to be somewhere, but he's transferred.
at
Jordan Scott, he's at USC now.
USC. Okay.
And Mapaya, I think is he the TCU guy?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
TCU.
Doom
Okay.
Something tells me Big Lee's got some of these same answers. So anyway.
And I've been doing research. I have Imeji winning as well. Dude is smooth on the runway. His phases are awesome. But I have Dew coming in second and then Jordan Scott coming in third.
Who in second?
Dew Mapaya.
TCU.
The TCU guy.
Yeah.
And then Scott third.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Clyde.
We were all enamored with the shocking performances indoors from the young man from Oregon. He's at home. I think he's ready to go. But I'm gonna go with the senior. I'm gonna go with Brian Wassam from Texas for the win.
Oh.
I got Mapaya for second and Amaji for third.
So it's Texas, TCU, Oregon, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow, that was interesting. Okay, so now on the women's side, we're going to go to the 800 meters for the women. And the order this time will be Clyde, Lamar, Big League.
800 meters. I can't just pick Mo anyway, right? That's against the rule. Can't do that.
Nope, can't do that.
There should be like a street race in the 800 after the meet between the winner and Mo. John Carlos style.
I mean, I still really like Aaliyah Miller. I just do.
Okay.
I think she's gonna win it. I'm trapped after this between Clemson and this is hard. This one could actually upset my championship run right here. I got Aaliyah Miller 1. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Barton, Clemson for second. And then I'm gonna go with I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm gonna go with Villanova. Keegan for 3.
No love for the 2 flat, huh?
Lamar?
Is that on me? I'm going to go Barton, Wilkinson, and just because I love her name, Shafiqua Maloney for third.
Barton, Wilkinson, Maloney. Okay.
Shafiqua did it for me indoors.
She did. Bigly?
So I'm going with Michaela Meyer.
Okay.
Sorry. From Virginia.
Who?
Kayla Meyer.
Oh, Meyer.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I made that up.
Okay.
She combined two names.
Then
Yes.
Amber Tanner from Georgia.
Look at Big League stepping out.
Right. Big League, not chalking it whatsoever. Love this.
No. And then Aaliyah Miller.
Okay.
I actually like all of those picks. Like the women's eight has so many good people in it.
Women's eight is a crapshoot.
Yeah. So now we're going to go to speaking of crapshoots, men's 1500. Speaking of crapshoots.
Clyde, you're
Who's
first.
going first?
Clyde.
Oh, I'm first on that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, this one could screw up everything for me. The men's 1500. I like Nagoose. I'm rolling with Nagoose for the win. I think the kid's a gamer. I think he's ready to go.
Okay.
But after that, it's gonna get real interesting. History would tell you it would be unwise to pick against Oregon at home in this particular event. So I'm gonna say Hawker for second, and God, because he's a senior. No. Yeah, Hawker for second, and Kip Sang, Alabama, third.
Okay. Lamar?
Hawker, West, Kip Sang.
West, you said?
Full-blown Oregon.
Hawker, West. So Oregon, Kip Sang.
Okay. Big League?
Nagoose, Kip Sang, Hawker.
Wow. Okay. So let's delve back over into the field events, and let's go with the women's shot put.
It's me first now, right?
Yep. So it'll be Big League, then Clyde, then Lamar.
All right. So I have Adelaide Aquila from Ohio State.
Whoa, hold on a second. I'm just gonna put Ohio State here because
Yeah.
I was about to say, how do you spell that? But go ahead. Ohio State.
OH. I want that.
Yeah, I got that part.
Laulauga Tasuga, the young lady from Iowa.
Okay.
And then Samantha Noning, I don't know how to say that, from Arizona.
All right. Clyde?
Yeah, nothing exciting here. I'm going straight chalk. I'm going Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, and Arizona 3.
And Lamar.
Aquila. So I think we all picked the same winner. Van Klinken, Arizona State, and Tasaga.
You have inside intel. That's not fair. Yeah, I bet you he made a text, cheater.
Also,
I put it on tape.
Problem.
I put it on tape.
It's not cheating. It's believing in a coach.
Martha Stewart went to jail for it, sir.
Wow.
I'm
You
sorry.
can check my phone records.
I'm
You can
sorry.
check my phone records.
I made an error. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I made an error. My number 3 is actually not Arizona. It is Tennessee, Maine.
Okay. All right. So for the men, we're going to do the deck
Oh,
and big league year
Ooh.
first.
So I do have
I had to give you guys
Tilga
some tough
winning.
ones, man. Who?
Tilga,
Georgia?
the gel from Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm going pure alumni pick on this one, Aaron Booth from Long Beach State. And then I'm trusting in my trusty mentor and his recruiting abilities. I'm going Isaiah Martin in third.
See, told you.
What does
Cheating
Isaiah
off
Martin go to school?
Purdue.
He recruited him to Purdue.
Cheating off my paper.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're all rolling with Tilga for the win here.
You're not so fast, Playboy.
Okay. I've always liked Aiden Owens since his time at USC. He made some errors in 2019. I think he's gonna correct those. So I got Mr. Owens for 2, and
He's like,
yeah. You know what? I can roll with the. No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm gonna go with Neuenbauer, Texas, for 3.
I almost gave that one to Jimmy too.
Okay, Lamar.
Tilga, Owens, Martin.
Okay, so the UGA, right?
Yes, UGA. Where the hell's Aaron Owens at now?
Michigan.
Michigan and Purdue.
All righty then. Okay, so the next women's event. Oh, the 100 meters.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pick that one last.
Oh man.
We're gonna go now. We've been going running field. So
We're good.
I'm gonna be consistent, unlike the NCAA here. Oh, that's it. Okay, so the order will be Lamar, Big League, and then Clyde.
The 100.
So 100 meters.
I'm gonna say this. I may be completely wrong, but literally I had not one moment of trepidation when I put this down. Like literally I looked at the sheet and was like bang, bang, bang. So evidently this is what my brain wanted to spit out. Tamara Clark, Kemba Nelson, T.T. Terry. And I know that sounds disrespectful, but that's just how it popped out of my head.
Wow.
That would be a hell of an upset, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, that's the way it came out of my head.
I'm going TT, Kemba, and then Cambria.
Sturgis.
Terry Nelson. So you said Terry Nelson and then Sturgis?
Sturgis, yep.
What you said? Yeah. Okay,
So,
Clyde?
Conversation I had today prior to us going on live here.
Insider trading right here.
The conversation I had here has me almost wanting to go rogue and pick Sturgis for the upset. But I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going Kemba Nelson, T.T. Terry, and Tamara Clark for 3rd. Just for the I want to do it, but I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's funny.
Okay, now for the men, the 400. the quarter horses.
Is that me first?
And it's still,
Yes,
it's
sir.
still you. Buddy. It's
I
still
mean,
in
well,
that round.
we all know who I picked to win.
No, we don't. We'd like to hear it.
We actually don't.
I mean, Mr. Ross, I picked him indoors. I can't pick him. I can't not pick him outdoors.
How'd that work out?
I'm sticking with my horse.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
I'm sticking
Okay,
with
Ross.
my horse. Ross, Noah Williams, and then Mr. Dedman. And I think that might be like one of the best races of the day. But we'll see. We'll see. Look, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's supposed to be, and then it ain't.
Yeah, that's true. Dan and Dave, you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
so
the women's
I-
100 right now, the women's 100 is super tight, right? And then none of us would be surprised if one of them runs 1082 and blows everybody out. We're like, oh, I guess that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have Trevor Stewart, Dedman, and then Ross.
Let me
Okay, Clyde.
trying to remember this pre-show conversation that I had.
See,
Uh,
y'all a bunch of Martha
right.
Stewarts.
If
Right.
I'm remembering the details of that conversation correctly, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Trevor Stewart 1, Randolph Ross 2, and Noah Williams 3rd.
Wow. Okay. And last but certainly not least, now this order will be Clyde, Lamar, and then Bigley gets to close the show on this one. Javelin for the women.
Yeah, I get to go first in the javelin.
Don't we have the javelin on the men's side too?
Yes,
Hey, can I do this, please?
the javelin.
You want to do my javelin and yours now?
No, not at all, sir. I'm
With
just
the
asking.
women, it's the javelin, and it's Clyde's turn. You need any more information, sir?
All right, I'm gonna go with Miss Carter.
You've already been accused of insider trading, so behave yourself.
Right.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Clyde, I apologize.
I'm sorry. Yes. I'm gonna go with Opes. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Georgia? Okay.
For the win. OBST. I'm gonna go with SEC again for number 2. I'm going with Auburn for 2.
Kylie
And-
Carter.
Yes, Miss Carter for 2. And then I'm gonna go North Dakota State for 3.
Okay.
Wolf.
All right. Lamar.
We're on a women's javelin.
Yes.
Oh, really? Really?
Carter, Will Trout, and I can't read my own handwriting.
Where's Will Trout from? Where's Will Trout from?
I don't know.
All right, I'll put Will Trout on here.
Will Trout is from
Trust
North
me.
Carolina. UNC.
Oh,
Is that right?
Okay.
Going with
And
the
then
M- Is it
where is
Menard?
Menard.
where's she from?
Arizona
ASU.
State.
Oh,
So Carter's 1, Will
inside,
Trout's
insider
2.
trading.
Carter's 1, Will Trout's 2. Menard is 3.
Don't cheat
Just to
asses.
get you going. I
Little
just do that to get
cheaters.
you going. Okay.
Am I
Bigley.
saying her last name right? Menard?
That's how
Yeah.
I would pronounce it.
That's how I
Am I
Arizona
incorrect?
State. Arizona
Okay.
State.
See, look, it's gonna be like that. The Martha and Snoop meme, like who's been to jail, and everybody thinks it's Snoop. Mm-mm. Well, cheating
Yeah,
ass.
but Snoop has been to jail.
Josh.
He has.
Anyway, I have Miss Opes from Georgia taking it, Kylie Carter from Auburn going 2nd, and then Miss Menard from ASU's in 3rd.
Okay, and now that he's given it away already, we do now have the men's javelin. Thank you, Lamar.
I was just making sure I wasn't messing up because you said she was closing the show, so I
Well,
was making
see,
sure that I didn't mess it up.
If you listen carefully, there's no way you could. Because we have definitely been going women, men all night long. But anywho, it is Lamar. Like, look, Perrier's got you going, right? So
It's them bubbles.
it's Clyde again. Clyde.
I mean, if it
I'm
ain't
almost
broke,
stop because the big league is pushing this. Not big. That's all right.
look,
Yeah.
if it ain't broke, you know what I mean? Don't change
Right.
it up. Okay, so I'm going Mississippi State for the win. I'm going
What's his name again?
I was like, which one are you picking?
There's
no,
three.
right.
Which one?
Let me be clear. Gundmunson.
Goodmanson
For the
What's
win.
gonna put good here?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going straight up. I'm going 1, 2, 3 again. I'm going Mississippi State.
But what in what order?
Johnson,
What
DJ
order,
Johnson
sir?
for the 2,
Johnson.
for the 2, and Horsford for the 3. Go ahead and get it done again. Sweep them up again.
Okay. Lamar.
Same. Goodmanson, Johnson, and Hansford.
Horse
For the
Right.
win.
Ditto. I'm backing up April. She kills it. So
Wait, did we all just 3 pick the same thing?
sure
Yes.
did.
I'm not doing it. Nope, I'm out. Okay, no, I'm out. I'm changing my 3. I'm changing it.
Okay.
I'm changing it.
Okay. Sir.
I'm sticking with
Do what you do.
Goodmanson. I'm sticking with Goodmanson. I'm keeping Johnson at 2, but I'm changing up the number 3. I refuse. I can't deal with it.
I mean,
I'm gonna take
Hello?
I'm gonna take the young.
Hello?
I'm gonna take Peterson from UT Arlington for number 3.
Hello, April? What'd you say? Chuck better put some respect on your name?
Nope.
All right,
love
I'll tell
April.
him.
This ain't about April. This is about y'all. I refuse. I got too many matching picks with Chew. I don't know what this insider message y'all got going on. I'm changing it up. I feel like I might need that 1 point or whatever, however we're scoring it. So I'm going.
Okay, so I have these written down, and I will get them to big league immediately. And since he's already fired up, I think it's time for Mr. Clyde to be on the hot seat. Is it not?
right?
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. All right, you ready?
I feel like Chew was a cheerleader.
Oh, hell no. I mean, no disrespect.
Micah's watching.
I'm sorry, Mike. It is great to be sports person like.
Thank you. Micah. Hey, Micah, how are you today, buddy?
I know. Happy summertime. Go swimming for me.
Exactly.
Okay, Clyde.
Yes, man.
The clock starts now. TV sub 11 race. She doing it again?
Oh, absolutely. T's worked really, really hard to get herself back in the position that she is in. And this ain't exactly a rapid answer, but she ran 400s in 27 hours this past weekend. 11-2, 11-1, 11-2, 11-1, and then came back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. On Saturday, 5 days later, she took 6 long jumps, ran a 100-meter prelim, and then ran win legal 10-9. So yeah, she's gonna do it again, and the babies got a lot on their hands to deal with. Coming June. So props to Miss Tiana. She deserved that, and it was a hell of a job.
Back to the yeah. Do you want to be a head coach again?
Ooh.
I know. Sorry, I hesitated and I was like, I gotta go.
That's crazy. Okay, my honest, like straight up answer about that, it's too. I do not miss sitting in that chair. Shout out to Richie Bean and Robin Johnson, my current boss, Robin Johnson, my former boss, Richie Bean. I have sat in that chair. Sir Lucious sits in that chair. I don't necessarily miss sitting in that chair because there's a lot of weight that comes with that chair and a lot of extra things that you have to deal with. So I enjoy, you know, focusing on my athletes and doing that. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that for the right opportunity, I would absolutely entertain that. But none of that's coming anytime soon. So
I wasn't trying to foretell anything.
Right. No, so I'm very happy doing what I do and being an assistant coach working under Robin. But that was a very good question.
See, I tried. What is the best gift that your mom has ever given you?
Other than life?
Other than life. Good answer. Good answer.
God, everybody's trying to be emotional with me today. So the best gift that my mother has given me is the fact that she's still here. My mother was diagnosed with a terminal illness back when I was, 11, 12 years old. And when all of that hit, there was a very distinct possibility she wasn't going to be able to see me graduate from high school. So the best gift she's given me is, her fight and the fact that she's been able to see me and be around for all the things that I've accomplished in my time, and she's still here. So thanks.
Amen. And you better pick up your phone when she calls on Friday or Wednesday night, because she's going to watch it and see that. So
crying more than once in a show is uncouth. So I'm going to move on.
All right. I'll beef you up on this one. Next convention, should there be another fastest person race?
Wait, say that again. What?
At the next convention.
Oh, the next convention. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, the fastest, whoever races at the convention are the best thing I've seen at the convention ever. That should be an annual thing. And we should find some kind of way to get the elderly, I'll keep it that way, into some races. I would love to see Sir Lucious battling his peers in the 20, 30 meter dash, for example. I would love to see that.
I'm gonna step in here and let you know something, and it's not happening. I did a little drive phase demonstration 2 days ago, and I still feel it, so that's not happening. But if we want to bowl a little bit, I'm in. So you let that go.
I love it.
Yeah, convention, whoever's responsible, Mondo Party, that's where it was. Bring that back. Annually.
Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. That was a night to be told, and it was documented, so that's the best part.
Absolutely.
Since you've been back in the Bay, have you been to Cream yet?
I don't really eat a lot of desserts, but Cream is very, very good. I've been there once. It's awesome, but it's not my thing.
Got it. Your go-to color of attire on championship day. Do you have like a colored theme or anything like that?
I don't have a color theme per se. I don't like wearing whatever the kids are wearing. So I'll usually be some kind of opposite. If the team is wearing all blue that day, I'll probably wear something gold or vice versa or something, whatever. But no, I just, I'm very laid back. And when I was in the head chair, I usually looked more business than I did team colors. So
I can attest to that. I remember that in Nebraska. How many stopwatches do you actively use currently?
I use whatever one I can find on the moment in the day. I have like 7 stopwatches, but I never know where any one of is at the time. So literally, I'm looking under seats of cars, in T's bag. I have a bunch of them. I never know where they are.
Oh goodness, sir, you have survived rapid fire this evening. Good job.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, not really, because I got these good.
Well, we are going to forego our heartbeat props because we gave a great tribute to 2 people earlier in the show. And they don't necessarily qualify as what we call heartbeat props because they are no longer here to receive our thoughts. But that was enough emotion for all of us today. We'll take that for what it is. bless everyone that's up in Eugene right now. I'm glad that you all eventually got there. I saw there were some major travel troubles by some teams and some individuals. Cunningham, way to get there. Sir, actually, I don't know that he got there yet. I haven't checked social media. But, you know, as always, it's NCAA championships. It's one of the best meets that we see year in and year out. Can't wait to see what happens. Sir Lucious, blessings to you and your squad. You know, maybe if you coach Fambule right, he can actually get a drives phase. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see it this week.
Hey, there might be some people there that can help you with the start.
If his drive phase was half as good as mine, it would be okay. So.
There you go.
So thank you so much for your time, your efforts, gentlemen. It's always, as always, it's been fun. Have a great week, and it'll be about 10 days before we see you again, but we will see you again. Have a great night.
Gotta be the shoe.
So you stole me and Sir Lucious's extra question to
When the lights come on, the road just get to running. When the lights come on, opponents smash the plumbing. Heard you like it warm, hot, knife the butter. Truth hit them hard, knock them off that rebuttal. Tsunami, tidal wave to your puddle. Tough love punch you in the arms, little brothers. Athletics LLC, there's no others. Track and field's place and we'll peel to go further. Hey, Wile E. Coyote, it's road runners. Feels like you know us, you've been with us the whole summer. If not for this quarantine, these four corners wouldn't be here, but we're here, so start learning. You gotta earn your stripes, gotta get your scars. Show you how to fight, but show us who you are. You lack experience, but still you wanna talk. And who is actually talking to you? Circle's kinda small. Heads prevail when the backbone's strong. Gotta keep it coming, no, it won't last long. Pass it, failed, and sell the sad song. And if you don't check yourself, then that's wrong. Just trying to give you the real that you asked for. So why you keep cutting us off to ask more? We put it in slow-mo, but you fast forward. Athletics LLC, the task force.